Good afternoon, what's happening? Welcome to another video. Today I want to talk about turning your most terrible failures into your greatest lessons. Now, I think that I'm pretty qualified to speak on this subject, because I've made a lot of huge mistakes in my life. I've made a lot of terrible decisions, terrible mistakes. And the most frustrating part is most of those cuts, and they're pretty deep cuts. Most of those cuts are self-inflicted. I can safely say that, most, if not all, of my biggest mistakes in life are 100% my fault, and they were avoidable. It was just me doing the wrong thing, and a lot of times knowing I was doing the wrong thing and doing it anyways. But with those terrible decisions, with those, with the biggest failures, you have the opportunity to take that huge low point, and if you have the character, you can turn it around, and you can take that lesson, you can take that brutal failure, and you can make it a turning point in your life, and you can rise above your failures. And in my personal experience, the greatest way to rise above, the greatest way to get rid of massive regret from big mistakes is to rise above those mistakes and use them to become something better. Because we all fail, and we all make mistakes, but when that happens, you come to a crossroads. And the crossroads is, I can learn from this mistake for next time, and I can do better and be better. I can take it in and I can grow with it. I can grow from what I've done wrong and change. Or I can wallow in self-pity, and I can learn nothing, and I can blame other things other than myself. And when a similar situation comes up and you have the opportunity to take a different path, I'm not going to do that. I'm instead just going to make the same mistake over and over again. And I'm not going to try to be better. And I'm not going to try to admit when I've come up short in life. Those are the two options. Now, you may say, well, yeah, Ben, of course I'd choose option one. I mean, who wouldn't? But the thing is that, and here's the caveat, here's the catch. Choosing option one choosing option 1 is about 10,000 times harder and more painful than choosing option 2. Because choosing option 1, rising above your greatest mistakes, involves facing your greatest mistakes and oftentimes reliving the pain as you analyze what happened, where you went wrong, what you need to do better. That's a painful process. Nobody feels good about analyzing their shortcomings. I mean, it sucks. It can just be embarrassing. It can be humiliating. It can, it's painful. You're feeling regret. You're feeling immense frustration with yourself for having done the wrong thing. But then it passes, and you learn lessons from it, and you internalize those lessons. And then something truly remarkable happens. Down the line, later on in your journey, the same situation from when you made that big mistake, it comes up again. Only this time, you recognize the situation. And that's when the reward comes, because in that moment, this time you make the correct decision. And in doing so, you break a glass ceiling. In that moment, all of the pain becomes worth it because you rise above your former self. And you become something more. You become something greater. That's when it becomes worth it. But the problem is, getting to that point, it involves pain and sacrifice and facing regrets and facing fears. It requires courage. Facing your past mistakes requires way more bravery than people give it credit for. You have to go through a lot. And then your chance to redeem yourself might not come for a while as well. You might be waiting and sitting there wondering if it was all worth it. You could be waiting forget days, forget weeks. You could be waiting months. You could be waiting years. But then that opportunity comes to show what you've learned, to show your growth. And that's when you seize it. And that's when you rise above your former self. And in that moment, the sheer amount of self-worth, the sheer amount of personal validation, the sheer amount of confidence, the sheer amount of vindication you're going to get from that overcomes any regret and any pain you have. One of the single greatest feelings in life is to rise above your greatest failures. And I know that because I'm talking from experience and I've done it. But there are still failures that I have yet to rise above. There are failures that I have yet to fully learn from, that I have yet to fully overcome. But I know damn well that I'm going to try my hardest to. And I think that's what counts at the end of the day, I think that God always gives you the opportunity to learn from your mistakes and to correct them. It's never too late to correct your mistakes. Or maybe, maybe correct's not the right word, because you might not get a chance to correct them, but you get a chance to, you can correct them by learning and doing better next time. Sometimes that's what it means. At the end of the day, some bridges are burnt. Some things can't be repaired. Some things can't be replaced. But we honor that. We honor those broken things. We honor those burned bridges by doing better next time. That's how we honor them. So, I guess the message from today's video is that we all, if you're beating yourself up over a big mess up, just know that you're not alone. Everybody out there has regrets, whether they admit it or not. And if that's not true, you can at least know that I do, Know that you're not alone, because I've been there, and I've made huge mistakes in my life. And I have a bunch of regrets, and I've overcome some, and I still haven't overcome others, but I'm working on it. But I want you to know that it's possible. It's always possible to overcome your regrets, and you do it by learning, and you do it by doing better next time around. Whenever that next time around ends up coming. But yeah. Sorry if today's video was a little more, a little more serious, but it's just something that came up today, and I really, I was really thinking about it on the car ride home from the gym, because sometimes these things just hit you, man, I mean, yeah, like I can recall right now, sometimes, you look back and it's not, even a year ago, like you just think of some of the things you did, and you're just like, man, what was I doing? What was I thinking? I can't believe I messed up that badly. It's okay. Everybody makes mistakes. So yeah, I hope you learned something from this video. Thank you. If you're still here, thank you so much for watching to the end. I appreciate the support so much. Honestly, means to the people who continue to watch these videos every day. You know who you are. You have my deepest gratitude. And if you're new here, thank you so much for watching to the end. I appreciate it a ton. Thank you for giving me the time of day. I'm very humbled by it. So yeah, take care. Have a fantastic day. And I will hopefully see you back here again tomorrow. Peace.